leadership. It's about serving you.
WKYT News is here for you.
Innovating how you get informed.
Rain-filled afternoon for many of us.
Listening and getting help to those who need it. Leadership is more than winning awards. It's taking action. WKYT is built on a legacy of leadership, and we're informing you, building community, uncovering the truth, and alerting you first. We are WKYT. Wishing you and yours hope, peace, and joy. Happy holidays from all of us at WKYT. Everyday Kentucky is brought to you by Corman Marketplace.
The stage, the lights, the roar of the crowd, your heart pounds, the energy surrounds you. There's nothing quite like country music, and only we get you this close. We are live music, and you are not finding this anywhere else. Artists, performances, we are country music. Turn it up loud. We are Circle. Buckle up, because we are just getting started.
You have questions. We've got the answers.
There are millions of recalled airbags.
Investigate TV is here, digging deep into the topics that matter to you. Politics, consumer alerts, and healthcare issues. Watch Investigate TV, Sunday nights at 12:05 on WKYT. With First Alert Weather, this is WKYT News.
Thanks for joining us on Midmorning. I'm Victor Puente. The Arctic chill has moved into Kentucky, making it dangerous to be outdoors. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is about to speak about the winter storm. First, let's check in with Jim Caldwell for the latest on that weather.
Right now, we are still sitting sub-zero for our actual air temperatures here around central Kentucky and into eastern Kentucky as well. We are sitting at 4 below currently. Now, we are going to go to the governor, it looks like, right, Victor, because I think he's just joining us now.
In the last several hours, please stay inside. You can get frostbite, 20 to 30 minutes of exposure, though it can be very painful a lot earlier than that. It is too dangerous to be outside today. Second, stay off the roads. You're going to hear of a number of backups that are occurring. While we think we treated the roads very well, the fact that we have gusty winds of 40 to 50 miles an hour can create blizzard-like conditions very quickly in different places and are leading to a number of accidents and at least one fatality across the Commonwealth. Stay inside. Stay off the roads. The last-second shopping is not worth it if it would cost you your life. And remember, your family cares more about you being alive and with us than getting to their home today. And we do think things will improve by tomorrow. So we're asking people all day today and through the first part of tomorrow, stay inside and stay off the roads. That means you stay safe and stay alive. So what we're seeing right now is wind chill warnings in effect through early this afternoon. It then changes to an advisory. But folks, this is semantics. It's the difference between negative 20 to 30 in wind chill and negative 10 to 20, which it'll be tonight and then tomorrow in wind chill. That's the difference between getting frostbite in 20 to 30 minutes or 30 to 40 minutes. It will be dangerously cold through tomorrow. That advisory is going to last at least through Saturday afternoon. So again, do not be outside today. It is just too cold and it is unsafe. Temperatures this morning were below zero across much of the state. The highs today before the wind chill will only climb into the single digits. Temperatures are not expected to rise above the freezing mark until Tuesday, but by Thursday, highs could reach the 50s. A couple of major updates. Power outages today. 24,074 homes without power. As we sit right now, that number fluctuates up and down. It can fluctuate up due to branches falling and taking down power lines. I know the crews are out there working as quickly as they can. While this number is higher than we'd like it to be, it does mean in most all these communities there are places with power. So if you lose power and get to an unsafe situation, make sure you know where your warming center is in your county. Stay with family and friends, but be very careful when you are driving to those locations. We've got a couple of accidents that are out there. First, one major accident on I-71. Kentucky State Police and the Kentucky National Guard have been on scene for hours that are there. I-71 northbound is closed beginning at exit 62, and a detour has been established with traffic being diverted off I-71 northbound at exit 62 onto Highway 127. Southbound's moving slow, but stay away from I-71 in this area entirely. It is unsafe based on the backup and how long you could potentially be stranded. Within the hour, the Guard is also delivering more blankets that will be out there, delivered by the Kentucky State Police. East of Louisville on I-71, the Kentucky National Guard assisted a motorist who'd run out of gas, was able to take them to a warming shelter. National Guard has also assisted at least 4 vehicles in that I-71 backup. Again, it's dangerous. You don't want to be in that situation, but we haven't lost anybody in that backup. There are still people there helping, and we want to get everybody through this safely. The best way to do that is not to add a single car behind in the backup in the northbound or even the southbound lane. And this is just in. I-64 in Scott County is shut down in both directions due to multiple collisions around the 69-mile marker. Last night, we had most people staying off the roads, which last night had led to really only one major backup across Kentucky. We had a smaller one in Louisville, but that was resolved. But it appears now some more people are getting out on the roads. Now that it's light, it's not safe. And so now we have 2 interstate backups that can create dangerous situations. So please stay home, stay safe, stay off the roads, stay alive. And we've now lost, we believe, 2 Kentuckians to this Arctic storm. We lost one in a vehicle accident in western Kentucky, and I believe we've lost one housing insecure individual in Louisville. Third interstate that we have a challenge on, but we believe it's clearing up, is I-75 in Whitley County. That's northbound around mile marker 8.5. On the transportation, Kentucky State Police side, trucks are out and treating and plowing roads, but conditions are still hazardous and slick. Please avoid calling 911 for traffic and weather updates. Only call 911 if you are in an unsafe situation and you need immediate aid. Our work on the travel trailers has been largely effective, though we've had 3 travel trailers total that have had issues, 2 with water, 1 with heating. We've been there for each of those families, either getting called or doing checks. Each of them is safe. We're working on the maintenance on those travel trailers. But listen, this was our hope that, number one, the trailers would, or the majority of them would hold up. But number 2, if there is any issue, that we are right there to assist. That water line is going to be a problem in homes all across Kentucky, much less travel trailers. But I'm pleased the plans we have in effect have identified those concerns. Remember, if you're in one of these travel trailers, look at the numbers that you have for help. If any issue arises, let's get you to the state park, which is there for you. And everybody else, remember that every county has set up a warming center or was supposed to set up a warming center. And of course, we have our state parks that serve as backups. So again, stay home, stay inside, stay off the roads, and that will keep you safe. I'm now going to turn it over to Director Slinker, who's here with Emergency Management, and then we'll have Secretary Gray on virtually.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Governor. I just want to ensure everyone that the State Emergency Operations Center was activated and functioning since yesterday at 2 p.m. and is very active as we speak, and will continue to stay active till many of the things mentioned and other things that are coming are solved and taken care of. So I'm just going to stick to a couple quick reminders that you've heard from me in the last couple of days about staying safe. We are in the storm now, so if you're using a generator, ensure that you're not using it inside. And I know I've said that a lot, but that's how important it is. If you're using a generator, or if you have power outage because of this storm and you're going to use a generator for power, do not use it indoors. That's dangerous and it can cause carbon monoxide poison. Remember that it is colorless and odorless. If you start feeling bad, get away from the source. Place the generators 10 to 15 feet away from your house, and you should be safe. Keep in mind if you're using those supplemental heating sources at this time, if you're using a portable heater, make sure you're reading the safety instructions and you're following those to ensure that you are not in danger of fire or carbon monoxide. Stay safe. That's our number one goal. As well, layer up if you go outside. As stated, it could be as short as 20 minutes for frostbite, but it's so extreme cold out there. You'll feel some discomfort and pain much before that, I can promise you. Keep your pets inside, take care of them, wrap them up if they go out, everyone wipe their paws off. Remember, hypothermia is the issue. If you're exposed and that comes into play and you're stranded on an interstate and help can't get to you, hypothermia can come on very quickly in times like these. So again, our number one goal is to keep everybody safe. Those that need help, we respond and send resources to help them. And we'll continue doing this until the temperatures and the roadways improve those conditions. And now I think I'm turning it to Secretary Gray with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. Thank you.
Thanks, Colonel Slinker, and thanks, Governor. I want to just punctuate a few things that have already been said, but I also want to add to what's been said. I want to thank and acknowledge the driving public first, because our crews overnight were able to do their work. And I got this report all across the state from our chief district engineers from west moving east, that they were very thankful that folks were listening to the guidance and the encouragement to stay off the roads. And we're going to ask that please continue with these same behaviors. Please continue to stay off the roads unless it is absolutely, as the governor has said, absolutely essential. Because as Colonel Slinker just said, we're still in this storm. We've still got potential for whiteout conditions. We've still got backups. We've had some crashes. We've had some jackknife semi-tractors. The governor went through that list, but we also have had some very good cooperation in doing all we can to get folks out of these situations. Now, I want to thank, too, and acknowledge our commercial wrecker services, because they are partnering just along with us, as is the National Guard, as is the Kentucky State Police. We do have these conditions that the governor has talked about, but I do want to say that just to emphasize that staying away from the roads today is still the best guidance. Staying off the roads today is still the best guidance. Now, if you need information, please visit. And James, if you'll put that back up one more time, please visit snowky.ky.gov. This provides opportunity for you to find current information. I want to say one more thing, and this is just guidance, because the governor mentioned that there was at least one vehicle that ran out of gas. So the guidance from us today, it continues to be, the encouragement continues to be to please to have a full tank of gas. If you're going to get on the road, have a full tank of gas. I want to say one other thing. If you run into a stoplight, if you run into a traffic light that's out, Of course, many know this, but it bears repeating. Treat it as a four-way stop. We are working on our primary, our interstates and our parkways. That's the first focus, and then secondary roads. Our crews are continuing to work vigorously all across the state. And I want to thank them for their all-night work. Many were up all night working the storm, and we appreciate that. Governor, back to you.
Great. We'll now open it up for questions. We had one submitted about churches reaching out about Christmas Eve services. We believe conditions will improve every day. It's going to get about 10 degrees warmer today and then the next day. So Saturday's conditions and road conditions should be much better than today, especially Saturday afternoon and going into the evening. Just remember, it will still be dangerously cold, especially for our seniors or housing insecure folks. So I would look at planning about how to get people as quickly as possible from their cars into the church for any services. But Saturday is going to be still very cold, but conditions out there will be much better than they are today, provided that we stay off the roads today so that we can let our transportation folks do their work. Tom Latek with Kentucky Today.
Thank you, Governor. Good morning to you. There used to be, the Transportation Cabinet used to operate a fleet of vehicles to help people that broke down or ran out of gas, minor repairs, flat tires, that type of thing. Are those vehicles still in service now and available for use?
Well, certainly we have the National Guard as well as the Kentucky State Police, and looking at other resources as well, whether that's Fish and Wildlife and others to help stranded motorists. But let me turn it back over to Jim, if we still have him on the line, for whether there's additional dedicated transportation personnel.
Well, we have our dedicated transportation personnel, and I don't know what actually, Tom, if you're talking about the safety teams, that was those teams were stood down a few years ago, and these conditions really were not what those teams were originally set up for. So I would say that what we have today is very adequate work going on across the state. When I say adequate, what I'm saying is that we're doubling down all across the state on these activities to remove the snow and the ice, continuing to treat.
And I just add, we've got transportation focused on making the roads safe. We've got the National Guard, the Kentucky State Police, local first responders out there in heavy vehicles, which can help people and get them to their location. That's why we pre-position those assets. Christiana Ford, WLEX.
Hi, Governor. You spoke a little bit about last-minute shoppers. A lot of people probably trying to head out to the malls today, but whiteout conditions were mentioned. Can you talk about how the weather will potentially impact people like that?
We're asking Kentuckians not to get out today. Don't go and do last-minute shopping. It's just too dangerous. The snow that's out there can, with gusts of 30 to 40 or 40 to 50 miles an hour, create a blizzard-like condition just instantaneously in different places. It can look like it's safe to you and then suddenly be very treacherous. Christmas is about more than those presents. In many ways, it's about life and new life. Let's try to live out those faith and values and the true meaning of the season. And so tell your loved ones that we want them to stay home and inside today and safe. I care a lot more that my relatives are with me the next couple years than just on one day. And I'm living out my own advice. My brother and his family were coming in for Christmas, and they're not going to be able to make it now because it's just not safe based on their travel plans. Listen, I love them. I'm glad that they are home and that they are safe. Justin Hicks, Louisville Public Media.
Hey, Governor. One thing I didn't quite catch, the 3 travel trailers that had some problems, were those in eastern Kentucky or were those tornado victims or a little bit of both?
So one is in the west, and that had a water issue. Or is that the heating issue? Okay, one is in the west, and that had a heating issue. And the other 2 are in the east, though in different parks. And they each had water issues. Again, water issues are going to be common everywhere throughout this. The fact that we only have one travel trailer with a heating issue is a really good sign. But we're going to continue to check on those folks. They've been through too much already. They're going to hear from us too much. They're going to have too many knocks on their door. They're going to see far too many of our park rangers checking on them and making sure they're okay. Okay, back to Christiana.
Hi, Governor. Right now, I'm on 64 traveling to Frankfort from Lexington, and we are seeing a major backup. Can you speak a little bit about what's happening on 64 right now?
Yes, that is a very new accident that is blocking both directions of I-64. There are multiple collisions around the I-69 marker in Scott County. So this is, I just received this as I was coming up to the podium. We'll get more information out there. But unless you're doing your important job like Christiana is, please stay off the interstates. Those are the places that we are seeing the most accidents, but they're also the places that can create the most danger for other motorists that are out there. So, Christiana, stay safe. Make sure to call if you guys need any emergency assistance. We're going to make sure that folks are in the area providing that. Now, I'm sure that in her vehicle, they have that. But another good reason to make sure it's a long 12 months with the weather that's come at us. We lost 81 in the tornadoes, 44 in floods, 2 thus far in this Arctic front. Let's not lose one more. Take care of each other. Call people that you know today. Make sure they're okay. Look out the windows. Make sure your neighbors have power. Check in, especially on our seniors. Let's be the good people that we are as we push through, one more weather challenge that we're facing. Stay inside, stay off the roads, stay safe, and you'll stay alive. Thank you.
You've been listening to Governor Beshear give a recap there of everything he talked about this morning. He said around 24,000 homes right now without power in Kentucky. Obviously, that is something they are working on. And so far, 2 people have died because of this storm, 1 in a crash, 1 an unhoused person. They are asking people to stay home if they can. That people have died because of this storm, 1 in a crash, 1 an unhoused person. They are asking people to stay home if they can. That includes any last-minute holiday shopping they may have planned. Also, we know that I-64 is closed in both directions in Scott County right now because of a crash. Keep it here on Mid-Morning.
Same MRI, different prices. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI can save you 30 to 60%. We believe that every patient deserves the best in affordable quality care. Avoid surprise billing. Come to Lexington Diagnostic Center. Imaging focused on you.
Inspired by Star Wars Mandalorian. Introducing Chia Cat Grass Planter, featuring the child. The Star Wars Chia for cats. Your cat may be tempted by your favorite plants. Remove the temptation and offer the galactic treat. Easy. Plant the seeds. Grow. Kitties and Grogu fans can't resist. Chia Cat Grass, the perfect gift for cats and Star Wars lovers.
To honor the passing of your loved one, Care Cremation offers more than just cremations. Our complete church funeral plan includes all the details: casket, flowers, visitation, and a traditional service at your church. Or our new funeral chapel with a burial or cremation to follow. Personalize a ceremony to fit your needs and secure a complete cost guarantee, starting at $47.50 for veterans. For peace of mind in your time of need, celebrate a life well lived with Care Cremation and Funeral Service, serving one family at a time.
On a cold, wintry night over 2,000 years ago, under a bright star-filled sky, and with one very bright star, in a barn, not a warm hotel room, a young, anxious couple cuddled together as they prepared to be mother and father. But it was in that barn, that special barn, that their baby was born, and it was the baby Jesus. Shepherds, animals, kings came from very far away, and they bowed, prayed, and honored this newborn king. At this very busy season of the year, when we rush and stress, let us take a moment to stop and catch our breath and be immensely grateful for all we have and all that God has provided for us and the Christian heritage of our country. May we always remember, cherish, and be grateful that the greatest gift of Christmas will always be the birth of the Christ child. May the joy of Christmas and memories of those past warm your heart and fill it with true hope.
Over the years, people have asked me, how did your firm get so big? The answer is simple. We won a lot. In this business, you grow by winning. As America's largest injury law firm, we have more lawyers than any other injury firm. Morgan & Morgan.
Watch WKYT live on your Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.
It is bitterly cold across Kentucky right now. Those numbers are down to dangerous levels. We heard that report come from the state officials here, how bad it is, and it is tough out there, my friends. Let's look at the numbers and let's examine them. We've got 4 below zero in Lexington right now. In Frankfort, it's 5 below, and more sub-zero temperatures are showing up out there all across central, eastern, western Kentucky. We're at that level of cold throughout the entire area. We'll look at a wider view, and you can see we're right in competition with other states surrounding us that are more to the north. They are also tracking some of those bitterly cold temperatures in that area as well. The wind is another factor. This is not a wind gust of 26 miles per hour in Lexington, the sudden push of wind. This is the sustained, steady wind in Lexington at 26 miles per hour, 20 miles per hour in other spots. It feels like 30 below zero in Lexington because of that. 30 below in our wind around through the day today. They are a little lighter on us by later on tonight and going into the day tomorrow because the numbers come up a little bit for us. You're still tracking a wind chill of 10 to 15 below zero at that point, and then we keep moving. And as we do, you can see the numbers dropping off for early on Sunday morning. Again, back down to that 5, 10, 11 degrees below zero territory for the wind chill. That's what we're dealing with here. There's a wind chill advisory that will replace our wind chill warning that's out for today. It'll go in later on this afternoon and carry forward. There you see the blast of cold air in the chunk of the country that is taking it. And it's still going. I mean, it's going to continue to expand through the south, out to our east. We'll see those numbers just keep falling over time. This is truly an Arctic air mass that's invaded the country, and a lot of folks are going to be impacted by it. It's right now, by the way, and a lot of folks are going to be impacted by it. It's right now, by the way, 54 degrees up there in Boston, but the cold air is coming for them too. Wind chill advisory kicks in for this afternoon, carries forward through Saturday as well for all the counties we have highlighted here. We'll look at the hour by hour, and this includes any precipitation, and you're not going to see much of that. I think the snow chances have really diminished, other than a few flakes that can fly embedded within some of this cloud cover, because you get that even when it gets this cold, you can see a few trying to develop out there. Temperatures coming up a little bit for your Saturday in that 10 to 15 degree range, and then on Sunday they do a little bit better by going into the 15, 20 degree range. So it does end up a little bit better out there for us as we get to that part of the forecast. But the really nice stuff, it doesn't show up again until we hit into next week. that's when those numbers start coming back above freezing. We have several days below freezing for highs and lows. It's rough on both the nighttime hours and the daytime hours here. Today is the coldest day.
Yeah, early this morning.
Yes, and then things are going to look a little bit better, Victor, as we head deeper into that 7-day forecast. Each day is a little warmer than the one before it, and it continues until we're back above freezing.
Yeah, it's weird to think 10 degrees tomorrow is going to be kind of a break.
It is, but it will be. And then the day after that in the teens, it'll be much better.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Okay. This news is breaking on Mid-Morning. One person is dead after they were hit by a car while helping another driver in Pulaski County. The coroner says 75-year-old George Lucas saw a stranded driver around 6:45 last night on US 27. That person had run out of gas, and Lucas got out and helped push their car to a gas station. He was hit while walking back to his car. The coroner says Lucas died at the scene. It is being investigated as an accident. The Scott County Emergency Manager says I-64 is completely shut down because of 2 jackknifed semis. They're in the westbound lanes near mile marker 67, that is near the Scott and Woodford County lines. No one was hurt. The interstate is closed between exit 69 and exit 65. There are also backups in the eastbound lanes. We're tracking more power outages here in central Kentucky. Right now, Woodford County has the most in our area. That's more than 4,000 people who are impacted. That's according to Kentucky Utilities. Right now, the Woodford County Senior Center on Beasley Road is open for anyone in need. Woodford County High School is also open as a warming station. And in Scott County, around 2,100 people are without power. Crews are working to get things back up and running for people there. A warming shelter is open at the Georgetown Church of the Nazarene on Lemons Mill Road. You can contact dispatch or EMS if you need assistance getting to a shelter. Statewide, the governor said there are around 24,000 homes now without power. Firefighters in Garrett County say the cold made it difficult to respond to a garage fire this morning. It happened on Old Richmond Road. Firefighters say flames were coming from that garage when they arrived. They say some tractors and other equipment were inside at the time. They had to call in help from a few other departments to get that fire out. The fire officials say the frigid temperatures made that job harder.
We have to watch our pumps, mainly the roads, the weather we're having right now with temperatures 20 and 25 below with the wind. The wind don't help our fires. The pumps, chance of them freezing, the lines freezing, and the hazards of the water, the spray on the ground freezing and stuff. We have to be real careful on that.
Well, no injuries have been reported. The cause of that fire is under investigation. Keep it here on Mid-Morning. The Grinch has been spotted in Lexington right before Christmas. And tonight's Mega Millions jackpot, $510 million. Saturday night's Powerball jackpot, $186 million.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on News Radio 630 WLAP.
I still think I could sell the car myself. This is going to take all day. And I have big plans. Brunch. Bubble bath.
At WeBuyAnyCar.com, selling your vehicle is always fast and fair.
And a nice pedicure.
All done.
Don't trade in or sell by yourself. Go to WeBuyAnyCar.com now for a free online valuation. Get in, get out, get paid.
Ladies, welcome to my digestive system. When your gut and vaginal bacteria are off balance, you may feel it. But just one Align Women's Probiotic Daily helps soothe digestive upsets and support vaginal health. Welcome to an Align gut.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This Always Ultra Thin is our best yet. It wicks gushes 90% faster and absorbs even more for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort. This is triple protection from Always.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bill Carty, and I lead the team here at Dental Concepts and Implant Center in Lexington.
I created this next level dental implant center because I feel that patients are not getting the smiles they deserve in the Bluegrass. We're changing lives every single day with dental implants by treating patients that are struggling with their dentures, who can't eat their foods, who can't smile, who can't keep their dentures in place. And we're giving them a more reliable solution with dental implants, giving them permanent teeth. They don't have to worry about sore spots. They don't have to worry about their dentures falling out. They can smile and be at ease. We are in a unique situation in the Bluegrass because we are trained especially in dental implants. I don't want to see you go through life miserable and not smiling. That's why our consultations are always free. So pick up the phone. We're a quick phone call away. We'll help you on your new smile journey.
You are wonderful. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
No problem. Glad to help you.
Right now at Rally's, buy one Big Buford, get a second one for just $1. At last, a sequel that lives up to your expectations. Buy one, get one for $1 Big Bufords. You've earned it. Get Rally's delivered through our rewards app.
Welcome back to Mid-Morning. This story is new this morning. A Lexington woman's murder trial has ended with a hung jury. A judge declared a mistrial in the case of Carol Hignite. She's accused of killing her husband, Leon, in 2017. Her defense says a fall caused his injuries. Deliberations in the case began yesterday afternoon. The Herald Leader reports 8 hours later, the jury said they could not reach an agreement. Prosecutors could decide to try Hignite again. She is charged with murder, neglect, and arson. A Lexington business owner stopped a burglary at his own store. You see them breaking the window right there. The owner of Smart Point on Industry Road says he was working in the back of his shop yesterday when he heard a noise. Security cameras show the moment would-be burglars smashed the front window. Moments later, they were chased away by the owner. He says this is the second break-in in the last few months.
These guys totally don't respect you. You know, they just think they can come to your store, they can steal your stuff, like your phones or computers or something, and sell to somebody, you know, or something. I don't know what they're thinking, but they don't want to work.
Well, the owner says he cut his hand on the glass. Lexington police are investigating the break-in, and a GoFundMe has been started to raise money to fix that window. Today, the House is expected to approve a budget to avoid a government shutdown. Yesterday, the Senate approved the $1.7 trillion deal. It funds the government through September of 2023. It contains a rule to make overturning a presidential election harder. It also has $45 billion for NATO allies and Ukraine. Some Republicans are skeptical of sending more money overseas.
Don't want to have Afghanistan 2.0.
There's no accountability whatsoever. We have spent more on Ukraine than all of the Europeans put together.
And the deadline to pass funding is midnight. The Grinch is making his rounds in Lexington before Christmas. Yesterday, he was spotted cruising around Hamburg on a motorcycle. This Grinch is a member of Bikers for Special Needs. He says this is a way to give back to children during the holidays and put a smile on their faces.
Honk, wave, want pictures, roll down the windows for their kids. It's fun.
You can find the group Bikers for Children with Special Needs on Facebook. Right now, they are raising money for a child who needs a service dog. Might be a little cold right now, though, for a motorcycle. Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Caldwell, who's tracking the next big thing.
I don't even want to think about it. That would be rough. But the next big thing is something that changes a little bit. We're going to be locked in with the cold air for several days, below freezing. But what's going to happen once we head into next week is that bitterly cold air retreats, and we end up with some milder air really building into our south. And then some of that spills over into Kentucky. What we end up with is your typical run of milder air around here with daytime highs pushing above freezing, getting into the 40s, dare I say 50, a possibility out there as well. So we're going to get out of this deep chill and get out of the deep freeze and go back into this. So as far as big things happening in the forecast, getting out of the deep freeze is the next big thing.
Thank you. How the Compassionate Caravan is out in Lexington, making sure the homeless are safe in this winter storm. Keep it here on Mid-Morning.
Keep an eye on Santa as he finds his way to the Bluegrass this Christmas Eve. WKYT's Santa Tracker, brought to you locally by Mulberry Builders.
Here goes nothing. Right now,
During the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, take home a new 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe for just $249 per month. And if you have a job bringing home $350 per week, we want to approve your credit.
Don't just dream it, drive it. Only at Cronin Hyundai.
'Tis the season for giving, and there's no better way to give back than donating blood with Kentucky Blood Center. Stuck in a national blood shortage, giving 1 hour of your time has never been more important. Donors who give blood with KBC will receive a Happy Y'all-a-Days t-shirt.
Hi, I'm Sam Dick, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me on an Alaska and Inside Passage cruise, July 14th to the 26th. Our journey begins with a 3-night Inside Passage cruise. We then take our tour inland, where we make notable stops at the Iditarod Trail Headquarters and Denali National Park. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WKYT for more information, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Days like this start like this. WKYT has all the information you need on air, online, and on your phone. WKYT Closings.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and our favorite time of the year at Isaacs and Isaacs. From our family to yours, have a happy and safe holiday season, filled with a lot of laughter, joy, and love. Remember, if you're celebrating, please don't drink and drive. Together, let's make 2023 the best year ever.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Leadership. It's about serving you, innovating how you get informed, listening, and getting help to those who need it. WKYT is built on a legacy of leadership, and we're informing you, building community, uncovering the truth, and alerting you first.
Here goes nothing. The best time of the year is here during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Cronin Hyundai. Spread some holiday cheer in a new 2023 Hyundai Elantra for only $199 per month.
Don't just dream it, drive it. Only at Cronin Hyundai.
Closed captioning on WKYT is brought to you by Cumberland Valley National Bank. Bank better. This is WKYT News Mid-Morning.
Thanks for joining us on WKYT Mid-Morning. I'm Victor Puente. We're going to check in with meteorologist Jim Caldwell, who's been watching those temperatures slowly tick up a little bit throughout the morning, Jim.
Yeah, but we're not talking about much. I mean, they are still at some pretty cold levels out there across central and eastern portions of Kentucky. It's still 4 below zero in Lexington right now. That's just your absolute air temperature. That's not the wind chill. The wind chill goes well beyond that. So 4 below here, 4 below in Danville, 2 below in Somerset, 3 below in London. So the cold air is out there in a big way, not only here, but all around us. You can see it's taking up a big chunk of the country. Wind speeds have been howling across Kentucky here today. 15, 20, 25 miles per hour, and that leads to a wind chill of close to 30 and at 30 below zero for central portions of Kentucky. At least we're not dealing with any new snow. Right now what's happening out there is we're getting it blown around by all of the wind. So any snow that you see flying through the air is probably tied to that. We will break down the rest of the forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Well, before we head out, I want to take a look at the roads. Right now, we have our photographer Bart out there, and you can see we're right near the airport on Versailles Road. This is what we're still dealing with. So some areas have definitely a path where you can drive on, but unfortunately what's happening is the wind is blowing the cold or the snow back onto the roadway. That is what we're dealing with if you're heading out right now and you want to give yourself some extra time. Let's take a look at our map so we know exactly what to expect right now. As of right now, we have an accident or a report of an accident on Man o' War right near Trent, and as well as a pole is down in that area. But we're dealing with several issues, one being I-64 is shut down in Scott County in both directions because of several accidents. What they're doing is they're diverting traffic onto 341 if you're traveling in that eastbound direction. Also, we have an accident on the southbound side of I-75 right near Ironworks, so give yourself some extra time when traveling there. A lot is happening if you're heading out the door. Let's show you what the roads are looking like in Fayette County. Here's a look at Limestone and Maxwell, and you can still see the camera shaking here. A lot of the roadway is still covered with snow and ice, and that is where you need to give yourself some extra time. You can see even this camera, it is hard. You're hardly able to see anything. If you have to head outside, unfortunately, you're going to need a lot of extra time. Governor Beshear definitely told us that we need to stay inside so emergency management can definitely move some of that snow off the roadways. But we'll have another check of the road conditions coming up. But if I give any suggestions, it's to stay indoors today.
India, thank you. And we do have some reminders if you do have to be on the roads this weekend. Check your battery, your heat, your defroster, and windshield wipers before you head out. Keep your gas tank at least 2/3 full, and make sure your cell phone is charged. The Compassionate Caravan is out in Lexington, making sure people on the streets stay warm. Incoming council member Tana Fogel and brother Thomas Caudle have been picking up people in the vans all week. Many are grateful for their efforts. They say, unfortunately, not everyone is accepting their help.
It's one of those things that you kind of don't think anybody cares, but when they go around and they do this, man, it really shows.
Yeah, there's some campers that's not going to come in, so we just make sure they got everything they need warm. I gave them extra clothing and extra hand warmers, and tomorrow I have to check on them. I mean, I can't make them.
The Catholic Action Center does have a hotline people can call if they need a place for shelter.
Make room.
Keep it here on Mid-Morning. There's more to come, including another track of the forecast. Jim?
Yeah, we'll be talking about it coming up here in just a few minutes as numbers are going to feel well below zero the rest of the day.
We've all seen it. A social media post or video where your first thought is that true? Unfortunately, misinformation comes in many forms, but there are tools to help you spot those red flags. That's why WKYT and our corporate company, Gray Television Group, are teaming up with MediaWise, a literary initiative for the nonprofit Pointer Institute. Learn how to navigate through the social media noise and identify factual information. Scan the QR code now to find out more and sign up for daily text messages to become MediaWise.
The anticipation, the sense of wonder, all the magic of the season. Put a little play in your holiday with these scratch-off games from the Kentucky Lottery.
We all need fiber for our digestive health, but less than 10% of us get enough each day. Good thing Metamucil gummies are an easy way to get prebiotic plant-based fiber with the same amount of fiber as 2 cups of broccoli. Metamucil gummies, the easy way to get your daily fiber.
When cold symptoms keep you up, try Vicks NyQuil Severe. Just 1 dose starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to 9. For max strength nighttime relief, NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, sore throat, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Hey folks, this is Duke Owens, General Manager here at Cartown Kia. As always, we're bringing you great deals.
For example, this 2023 Kia Telluride, only $449 down and $449 a month. 2023 Forte, only $279 down and $279 a month. And remember, if you take home over $350 a week, then we have more than 20 lenders who want to approve you.
Come and see us here at Cartown Kia or look us up at CartownKiaUSA.com.
Free is our favorite word, like buy one, get one free.
2 treadmills.
At Morgan & Morgan, our fee is free. You don't pay anything unless we win your case. Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Let's go!
You have questions. We've got the answers.
There are millions of recalled airbags.
Investigate TV is here, digging deep into the topics that matter to you. Politics, consumer alerts, and healthcare issues. Watch Investigate TV, Sunday nights at 12:05 on WKYT. Keep an eye on Santa as he finds his way to the Bluegrass this Christmas Eve. WKYT's Santa Tracker, brought to you locally by Mulberry Builders. Get WKYT news and weather updates on 100.1 WKQQ.
The extreme cold is here, my friends. We're tracking it all across central and eastern Kentucky right now. The bitter cold stuff settled in late last night and has continued to dominate everywhere so far today. That and some snow. A lot of us didn't end up with a tremendous amount of snow, but what on the ground is going to linger because it's going to be so cold for the next few days. So dreaming of a white Christmas? You likely get one now with the cold air that stays in place here the next few days. That's our view of Moorhead right now on campus at Moorhead State University, and everything's moving along smoothly there, at least off in the distance. Look at the roads here in Frankfort. Still very dicey. I mean, this is some tricky stuff right here. Just a handful of cars out there traveling in what is a very messy go for you today. Currently sitting at 4 below zero in Lexington, 6 below in Georgetown, 5 below in Frankfort, and then you've got even more going into eastern portions of Kentucky. You've got a couple of spots that are only at 0. That's nice. Williamsburg, Hazard, 0. So we are cold everywhere you go, even in the warm spots, it's cold. We're finding 26 mile per hour steady wind blowing in Lexington right now. That's giving us one heck of a wind chill. But the gusts that come along every once in a while, right now closing in on 40 miles per hour in Lexington. That's the last reported gust we had. That's going to make it feel even worse than the 30 below. But it feels like 30 below according to the current sustained wind. 29 below in Georgetown. This continues the remainder of the day. We're going to keep these numbers around for a while as long as that wind is strong. Now, eventually the wind is going to weaken and the temperature does come up a little bit, but I think that's going to happen more so into the day tomorrow, so it's not going to be as extreme as what we're tracking out there right now. You can see that changing with the hour-by-hour wind chill numbers. So the rest of the day look the same with the bitterly cold stuff that sticks around. And you get into Saturday, and there the numbers are up. It's still cold. I mean, 9, 10 below zero, but it's a change. It's one that will continue as we especially head into next week. But Christmas Eve, Christmas Day are both going to be frigid out there, friends. Unfortunately, that's where we're headed. The wind chill warning continues out there across Kentucky. Everybody included in the wind chill warning. So we go out from Paducah to Pikeville, up to Covington, down to Williamsburg. We're covering it all up with the cold. This continues through the afternoon hours. And all around us, you can see that big punch of cold air. I mean, it started rolling in from out of our northern skies here. So out of the northwest, it dropped through, and it has really left an impression, not only here, but I mean, it's 15 in Dallas, it's 27 in New Orleans, and I don't know if you can see that one or not. That's Orlando at 71 degrees right now. But it's going to get colder down there, too. They have wind chill advisories posted for them. We have one for us that kicks in this afternoon through tomorrow because the numbers aren't going to be as extreme. But let me tell you something, friend. They are going to be rough either way. Let's look at something else here. Let's go beyond this. Let's get you into the warming trend. Out of the deep freeze we go, I think, as we get into the middle of next week. We'll start seeing those numbers shift back into the 30s, 40s, 50s even as a possibility out there for daytime highs. So we get out of the deep freeze, and we get into that much milder push of air next week. You can see those numbers coming up, getting back above freezing, probably by the middle of the week, but we're not going to be there. We're going to stay below freezing, as you see there, for highs, lows, everything you can think of up until about Wednesday when things finally start to tick up just a little bit there.
Then we turn back around. It takes a couple more days, and we're back up to where we were,
right.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Everything's going to feel fine again, but it's just getting through this cold blast.
Just be safe while we can.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim. Coming up, hear from a Kentucky World War II veteran who's getting Christmas greetings from across the country.
Download the WKYT News app today.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has the gifts to make this your most fun Christmas ever. From game tables to bikes to team sports and the best from Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour, golf, and grills. We've got everybody covered this holiday. Merry Christmas from everyone at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Bill Carty from Dental Concepts and Implant Center, and I'm real excited to show you how we can change your smile in just one day. This is a model of what a full mouth dental implant looks like. So this model can either be the bottom teeth, the top teeth, or both. One of the most amazing things about these dental implants is how strong they are. Check this out. The only person who could possibly take this out is a dentist. Doesn't matter what you want to eat. Corn on the cob, steak, apples, it's not going to move. It's not going to come out on you. The final set is made out of zirconia, which doesn't stain, it doesn't break, it doesn't chip. We use Teeth Express. It's the best in the business. Go online yourself and check it out. So let me introduce you right now to Michael. He had the procedure done on his upper arch. And in just one day, we can get you a smile like that. The smile you deserve. So pick up the phone. We're a quick phone call away. We'll help you on your new smile journey.
I'm Justin Peterson of the Peterson Law Office. I've represented thousands hurt in Kentucky through no fault of their own. I offer free consultations to take as much time as you need to learn about your case. Kentucky, call me. 859-469-6390. I'm here to help you and your family.
When children come into care, they are so far behind in their schooling. The foster parents will reach out to us. We will match them with the tutor. The tutor will go in the home and they'll work with them however long it takes. They need that extra help in the classroom. Empowering a child is huge to help them succeed. We need the help of our community to help our programs be successful. They're our future.
Catch Cash Daniel every week talking with local athletes about what they do outside their sport and in their communities on Players Corner Off the Bench with Cash Daniel. Every Thursday only on Everyday Kentucky on WKYT. Brought to you by UK Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back. Lex Park is modifying plans to raise parking rates. Hourly prices and enforcement hours are set to increase on January 3rd. A petition against the change has more than 1,500 signatures. Yesterday, the Parking Authority invited the public to comment. Vice Mayor-elect Dan Wu asked Lex Park to give people more time to weigh in. Business owner Sarah Brown spoke against meters having a 2-hour limit.
And when you are asking them to refresh their parking or move their car or go to it really late at night, you are literally putting them in harm's way.
I don't think there's been enough input either publicly or from city government. I would love for you all to hold off on implementation until you have presented before council.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Lex Park voted to reduce rates on Saturdays and increase meter limits to 4 hours after 5 on weekdays and all day on Saturdays. Business owners say they are still disappointed. A Louisville World War II veteran is receiving hundreds of Christmas cards from people across the country.
This is from Brenda and Mike White.
Horace Howard Sr. stormed the beaches of Normandy and helped liberate Paris during the war. Now the 105-year-old veteran is getting recognized for his service through Christmas cards. Herod says after all these years, he's just happy people remember him. A pretty nice story there. We'll keep it here on Mid-Morning. Another look at your forecast.
I was hit by a careless driver on my way to work. I hurt my neck, my back, fractured my tibia, had to have knee surgery, and was on crutches for almost a year. The other driver's car insurance, they tried to blame me. So I called Hughes & Coleman. They took care of everything and helped me through one of the toughest times of my life.
At Hughes & Coleman, we're ready to help. All you have to do is call 800-800-4600.
This holiday, grow the adventure in your own galaxy with the Child Chia Pet. Now in 3 adorable Grogu-inspired styles. In a hover pram, snuggled safely in the Mandalorian satchel, or in protective force pose. Just soak your chia, spread the seeds, water, and watch it grow. The sensation this season is the Child Chia Pet. Chia Pets, available at these fine stores.
This is the sale for the season at Joe Rosenberg Jewelers. Owner Jim Triantafilou has something for everyone on your list. Watches, diamonds, colored gemstones, pearls, and more. And right now, save up to 50% off select merchandise during the sale for the season. Whether it's new styles or antique favorites, don't miss the sale for the season. Joe Rosenberg Jewelers, oldest diamond broker in Lexington.
The Center for Rural Development is your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Our services include brand identity creation, graphic design, social media management, marketing strategy consulting, event marketing and management, and a full-service network operations center. For affordable, custom-designed marketing, call the Center's Marketing One-Stop Shop at 606-677-6000 or visit centertech.com.
On a cold, wintry night over 2,000 years ago, under a bright star-filled sky, and with one very bright star, in a barn, not a warm hotel room, a young anxious couple cuddled together as they prepared to be mother and father. But it was in that barn, that special barn, that their baby was born, and it was the baby Jesus. Shepherds, animals, kings came from very far away, and they bowed, prayed, and honored this newborn king. At this very busy season of the year, when we rush and stress, let us take a moment to stop and catch our breath and be immensely grateful for all we have and all that God has provided for us and the Christian heritage of our country. May we always remember, cherish, and be grateful that the greatest gift of Christmas will always be the birth of the Christ child. May the joy of Christmas and memories of those past warm your heart and fill it with true hope.
Closed captioning on WKYT is brought to you by Cumberland Valley National Bank. Bank better.